Shay, let me know when you're ready.
All good to go.
Awesome. Cool. Well, welcome to Vinyasa Sculpt. This is the spring semester edition. I apologize for not having a more Zen background, but I'm living in a tiny little basement right now, and this is the best we can do. So I appreciate you bearing with me. Just a quick plug. This class is Vinyasa Sculpt. It's a power yoga class. We're going to sweat, move quickly, etc. My gentle yoga class, which is a new offering that I have, is Sundays, I believe at 11. And that's a more beginner friendly, or even if you just want to unwind from the end of the week, it's a really good class for that. So yeah, let's get ready. Let's start in child's pose, extended child's pose. So bring your toes to touch at the back of your mat, spread your knees out nice and wide, and melt your chest towards the ground. Reach in front of you with your hands. Maybe roll out your forehead a little bit, giving your head a little massage. If you're not feeling any pressure in your inner thighs, try opening up your knees a little more. If you're feeling too much pressure and your butt can't hit your feet, close your knees a little more. And just breathe here for a few minutes, settling in. In these first moments of class, I really like to bring my attention to my breath and begin to calm my mind and my heart and connect to the mat. This is the transition period from what you were doing before to what we're about to be doing for 45 minutes. So take a second to release any tension or stress or other things on your mind right here. Throughout class, we're going to be engaging our ujjayi breath, which means closing your lips at the top and bottom of each breath, just using your nose. That heats up your body so you can get into postures a little more deeply. You're welcome to come back to child's pose at any point, but if you're feeling overheated, I recommend just sitting on your feet because keeping your head above your heart when your heart is pounding is a good idea. Let's take 2 breaths here, open mouth breaths, all together. Inhale through your nose, get nice and tall and big and long. Hold it at the top. Exhale through your mouth, let it go. Melt it all away. One more time. Inhale through your nose, separate even more air, even more. And then open mouth exhale, audibly let it go. Nice. Keeping your lower half, your legs exactly where they are, come up onto your hands. So from here, if you don't feel anything in your inner thighs, spread your legs a little more, maybe even keeping your feet on the outsides of your butt. So you should feel a beautiful inner thigh stretch here. Option to rock slowly back and forth here to open up your inner thighs, maybe even a little bit of your hips. It's a pretty big pose to begin class with, so take it nice and gently. It's like a frog variation or something, not really sure what the name is. And breathe into it. Slowly bring your knees to touch and have a seat on your feet. Inhale your arms above your head, get nice and tall. Hold it here for a sec, breathe. Bring your shoulders behind your back, knit your ribs in, and bring your pinkies towards each other so you're activating your triceps. Inhale. Exhale, drop your right hand behind your back and grab for your right elbow with your left hand. And pull back ever so gently. So you're getting a beautiful tricep stretch here. We're doing a lot of tricep work today, so we want to make sure we're nice and open. And hold it. And then swap it out. Inhale up to mountain. Exhale, drop your left hand down your back. Grab that left elbow with your right hand. Beautiful. Inhale back up to mountain and exhale, bring your hands by your sides, preparing for some twisting. Twisting to the right, inhale. Exhale, bring your right arm behind you. Use your left hand to push your whole body to the right. So your left hand's on your right knee and you're twisting your spine to the right. Sit up nice and tall here. Can you dig even deeper by bringing that right shoulder further behind you? And then inhale back up to center. Maybe take a quick mountain stretch and exhale to the left. Right arm grabs left knee and you're twisting to the left. Maybe look behind you, maybe look ahead of you. Just dig into that spine. And then release back to center. Plant your hands on the ground, tabletop pose. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. You have a nice flat spine here. Bring your hands to face the long edges of your yoga mat. So your wrists are like in facing each other and your hands are facing left and right. Then rock left and right with your upper body, slowly digging into those wrists a little. Maybe take little circles. If this feels really nice for you and you want a little more of a wrist stretch, turn your hands 90 degrees towards your knees, and this time rock vertically. It's really important we open up our wrists, as Shay and I were talking about before. Downward facing dogs, chaturangas, they take a big, heavy toll on our wrists. And last one, flip your palms so they're up. And so the backs of your hands are on the mat and your fingers are facing each other on the mat. And try it this way. This is probably the most intense version, at least for me. Take any little rotations that feel good. And finally, flip your palms to a neutral, preparing for cat-cow. Inhale, look up, stick your butt out. Get nice and long here. Exhale, round forward, look between your thumbs for cat. Inhale up to cow, get a beautiful belly stretch. Exhale, push through your shoulders, cow. Cat. Take a few of these on your own time, maybe playing around with it, finding any creaks or crannies that need a little help. Just opening up your core, your upper back. Beautiful. Find a neutral tabletop here. Extend your right arm long and extend your left leg long. This is bird dog. Beautiful, guys. Maybe flex the back foot to straighten out that back leg. Inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow, crunch forward. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. These are little bird dog crunches. We're here just for a few seconds to warm up our core, warm up our shoulders. You want as little movement in your upper body as possible, or your center body, I guess. The only things you're doing are just crunching and extending. Breathe. 4, 3, opposite side in 2, and 1. Plant your right hand down, left knee down. Extend your right knee long, left arm long, preparing for bird dog crunches on this side. Flex that right foot to make that leg nice and extended. Inhale. Exhale, crunch forward. Beautiful. Again, keeping that core nice and strong. You're just bending and flexing. Bending, flexing. I'm already sweating from this, and this is a light version of bird dog crunches. We're here for 4, 3, tabletop in 2, and 1. Tabletop. Find a neutral spine here. Curl your toes under so you can get a grip on your mat and hover your knees 1 or 2 inches off the ground. This is another ab engager. I want to warm you guys up as quickly as possible at the beginning of class so we can just get into really hard poses together. Breathe here. If you would like an added challenge, try a bird dog hold with one of the knees hovered. So extend your right arm long and then extend your left leg long and hold it. Keeping that right knee just hovering 2 or 3 inches off the ground for 4, 3, Try the opposite side in 2 and 1. Plant the right hand down, extend the left arm long, and then right leg long, keeping that left knee as close to the ground as possible. Hold it. This is hard. If you fall out, that's okay. I'm falling out. For 4, 3, tabletop in 2, and 1, tabletop. Take a few little cat-cows here to get out some of that energy. And then come into a high plank. Bring your hands forward, legs straight behind you. Engage your core, shoulders above wrists. Your spine is in a flat line. How are we doing, guys? Are we okay still? Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. And play around with it here for a few seconds. Send one heel high, one heel low. Take your dog out for a walk. Try bending your knees a lot, sending your chest towards your thighs. And then try straightening out the legs and notice how your chest moves forward. Maybe take some of these knee bend rotations. I love doing that. It gets into my shoulders. Oh, breathe. Find a neutral downward facing dog. Moving from here to dolphin pose, slowly keeping your hands and everything where they are. Lower your elbows down to the ground. So you're in like a kind of forearm position in downward facing dog. This is dolphin. It's much harder to get your heels down to the ground from here. From here, we're gonna push back up into downward facing dog. So keep your hands where they are and just straightening out your arms. Lower your elbows down. We're gonna do a few of these dolphin push-ups and then lift your elbows up, down dog. Lower them down, lift them up. You're off at your own pace here. This is deep shoulder work. Dolphin push-ups. Do as many or as few as you want. Maybe stay in one posture or another, depending on how you're feeling. We're here for 4, 3, downward facing dog in 2, and 1, downward facing dog. Oh, let's get off our shoulders. Inhale, see your hands. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat, toes to touch. And then spill forward over your legs. Forward fold, take a generous bend in your knees. Maybe rock back and forth. Whatever you want to do with your arms is good with me. Some people like to grab for opposite elbow. This forward fold's a little harder because our feet are closer together. Typically, we take a wide-legged forward fold or a hip distance forward fold, but this one gets into our hamstrings a little more. Release your neck muscles down. If you took a grip, take the opposite grip. Bend into your knees as much as needed to feel a hamstring stretch that's comfortable. And then release your hands down to the mat. Slowly rise one vertebrae at a time on your inhale up to mountain pose. Arms above your head. Nice. My ceiling is really low, so I can't even do a mountain pose from here, but you guys all look great. Inhale. Take a little back bend here by bringing your chest further up towards the ceiling. And then exhale down into chair pose. Take a generous bend in your knees. Your toes and knees are touching. Engage your core. Avoid the duck butt by rounding your lower back forward. Arms are still the same, triceps rounded in. Inhale, sit a little lower and breathe. Activating our thighs. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, send it all down. Inhale up to halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins or thighs, create a flat spine. Exhale, high plank and hold it. Hold the high plank. From here, take as many chaturanga push-ups as you would like. Option to come down onto your knees here. And what I mean by chaturanga push-ups is we're keeping our elbows close to our core. So these aren't wide arm push-ups. These are just getting our triceps. We're here for 4. Oh my gosh, 3, yes you can. For 2, upward facing dog, and 1, upward facing dog. Oh gosh, that was hard. Engage your core. Knees and thighs are off the ground. Engage your glutes, especially. Shine your chest forward. Feel this beautiful back bend for a second. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take a quick breather here. Yes, you can. Inhale, see your hands. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat, toes to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold, let it all go. Inhale, up to chair pose, hips low, arms high. Hold it here for a few seconds. Whew, how we doing? We're still good? Yes. Okay. From here, slowly begin to lower your butt further down to the ground, keeping your heels on the ground for as long as possible. And once you hit the ground, come into a low boat by straightening your legs off the ground. And you're in this obtuse angle with your body. Breathe. This is hard. It's a really hard pose to hold. From here, we're going to do a few boat sit-ups. So inhale, exhale, crunch knees to chest, coming forward. Breathe. You're off at your own pace here. When we get hot, you can totally ditch the Ujjayi breath because I understand this is hard. We're just doing these little boat sit-ups, straightening and bending our legs, crunching and extending. Take as many breaks as you want. We're here for 4, 3. You guys look so strong in 2. Legs up the wall. And 1. Bring your back to the ground and bring your legs up the wall. Flex your feet. Pretend like you're high-fiving the ceiling with your toes. If this feels good, maybe you extend all the way back into reverse forward fold by bringing your toes behind your head. You need a little bit of a lift off here so your butt is off the ground. You should feel this in your hamstrings. Flex the feet if you can to get an even more intense hamstring stretch. And breathe here. Option to bring your hands behind your back or option just to hold it. Whew, this is hard. Feels really good though. And then rock forward all the way up to chair in one swift motion. Beautiful. Yeah, that was so good. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high plank on your own time. Do your high plank push-ups, your chaturanga push-ups, and then meet me in downward facing dog, however you want to get there. I'm going to do the upward facing dog because that feels really good for my abs. And then downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Beautiful. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, see your hands. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat, toes to touch. Inhale, up to halfway lift, shoulders pinned behind you. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, up to chair pose. You've been here before. Can you sit even lower? From here, let's try drinking bird. Bring your arms behind you so your triceps are activated behind your shoulders. And then come up onto just your toes so your heels are raised. Whew. Breathe, hold it, engage your core. Can you sit even lower? For 4, 3, chair pose in 2. And 1, inhale, chair pose, sit even lower. And then exhale, slowly come to have that seat again with the low boat pose. The more obtuse of an angle this is, the harder it is. Okay, this is our last really intense ab workout. So let's try it together. We're doing V-ups. So bring your arms above your head and kind of bring your lower and mid back up down to the ground. Inhale here and exhale, reach up, touch your toes. The less impact version of this is keeping your back on the ground and just moving your arms towards your toes. So we're doing little toe touches here, but the harder version or the more intense version that is, which I'm not going to do, is bringing your chest off the ground as well. We're here for 4, 3, legs up the wall in 2, and 1, legs up the wall. Option just enjoy the blood kind of draining from your legs, or option to reach even farther with your legs into reverse forward fold, getting this really fun hamstring stretch. Whew, I am sweating. This is an intense cardio class. Connect back to your breath, to your purpose. This feels really nice. And then in 1 fell swoop, reach up into chair pose, kind of pendulum swing forward. You've been here before. If crow pose is in your practice, I invite you to take that now. If it isn't, I'm going to invite you to try it with me. So you're going to bring your hands to your mat using your spidey grip. So the palms of your hands are not necessarily touching the ground. Engaging your triceps. You bend your arms to create a little shelf with your triceps. Connect your knees to your triceps. Slowly hinge forward. And then lift one or both. Oh my gosh, legs off the ground. My ground is uneven. My carpets are stacked on top of each other, so I have a hard time with arm balances. And then once you feel comfortable with this, maybe point your toes, bring them closer to your butt. Maybe even try to straightening out your arms. That's like the most intense version. I couldn't get crow pose until I was practicing yoga for like 2 years. And I still can't even hold it for more than 15 seconds. But it is fun, especially to engage your triceps like that. Ooh. Breathe, fail, succeed. And when you're ready, meet me in a chair pose, engaging your core to avoid dumping into your low back. Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, chaturanga. Your own chaturanga. I'm only doing one push-up. I'm very tired. Skip the up dog or not, but wherever you are, meet me in downward facing dog. And breathe. Take a minute to connect back to your body. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Bring your toes to touch in downward facing dog. The reason I do this is because when we lift one leg up into three-legged dog, the tripod of our standing leg is a little more towards center than it would be if we had kept the wider legged down dog, if that makes sense. So inhale your right toes high, open, bend, and stretch the knee so you get a beautiful right hip opener. This is for me and Shay and all the other folks with tight hips. So take a minute to maybe take some circles, do whatever feels good. And then slowly hinge forward, step your foot between your hands and rise up to crescent lunge. So crescent lunge is like mountain pose from the waist up with your front leg at 90 degrees. And your back leg is as straight as feels comfortable to you. I get we have different levels of comfort here. Bump your left hip forward so it's in line with your right. Engage your core. Can you sit even lower? Bring your hands to the center of your heart. So you're in like a prayer pose here. Inhale, hinge forward. Your chest is closer to your knee. And then exhale, revolved crescent. Slowly twist open to the right, grabbing your left elbow with your right knee and opening to the right. Your right leg is still 90 degrees. You're moving your right shoulder further behind you. Again, amazing twist. I love this twist so much. Hold it here just for a few seconds. Option to open up your arms if that feels better for you, welcoming in the world. Or option to keep your hands exactly where they are. Option to come down onto your back knee. So many beautiful options here. From here, fun transition into revolved half moon. If you have no idea what that is, watch me. I'm jumping up onto my right leg. Left leg rises, and I'm opening up my arms so my right shoulder is stacked above my left. Engage your core. Lift that left leg even higher. Move that right shoulder further back. I have fallen. It is okay if you used props to keep you here. Breathe. Reverse half moon is really challenging. I can only hold it for a few seconds. My glutes are killing me. Just for 4, 3, warrior 3, and 2, and 1. Warrior 3, bring your arms right above you. Your left leg is still behind you. This is like Superman pose. Holy cow, my glute is killing. Whew, we're here all together. 4, 3, dancer's pose in 2, and 1. Bend into the left knee. Grab your left foot with your left hand. Bring your right arm up to the sky and slowly kick the left leg behind you for a beautiful back bend, keeping your chest up nice and high. The goal isn't how high can I lift my back leg, but how how tight of an angle can I have with my lower back? So keep the chest up nice and high. Breathe. Yes, you can. My right glute is killing me. And then slowly release the hand, but don't drop the foot. And pendulum swing the left foot forward into L pose. So you're flexing the left foot in front of you. Keep it as high as you can. Engage your core. There's also some pretty nice hip work. And slowly bend into both knees, figure four. Bring your left ankle onto your right thigh and sit nice and low. Woo! Breathing deeply here. I have ditched my Ujjayi breath a long time ago. That's okay. Sit nice and low here. And then our final balancing posture is going to be eagle pose. So eagle pose looks like slowly crossing your legs. So your left thigh is directly over your right. Maybe use your left foot as a kickstand. And then wrap your left arm underneath your right for this kind of fun hugging posture with your arms. Keep your shoulders in line with your hips. So you don't want to bend forward like we were doing kind of in figure four. You want to keep it nice and straight like you are in chair. Option to double wrap your legs so your foot even wraps behind your shin. The hard part about this is that your gaze is being interrupted by your arms, but that's the fun part too. Bring your elbows even higher. Inhale. Exhale, shake it out. Oh my gosh. How's your right leg doing, guys? Mine is dead. Okay, here we go. Inhale up to mountain pose. Maybe take a quick little back bend. Exhale, forward fold, hands to heart center. Inhale up to halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, your chaturanga, high to low plank. Wherever you are, just meet me in downward facing dog. Maybe you take the push-ups. Maybe you don't. Just take a moment to breathe. Yes. Downward facing dog. Bring your toes together to touch. Again, just to strengthen that tripod stand a little more. Inhale your left leg high, open bend and stretch that knee. Whew, and circle it out. Or do whatever feels good to you. Sometimes the static hold is just as rewarding as the mobility version. Checking in with your body. And slowly hinge forward, placing that foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise up to crescent lunge. Mountain pose from the waist up, 90 degrees in your left leg. Bumping that right hip forward, sitting even lower. You're on your right toes here. Yes. You guys look super strong. From here, we're doing this balancing sequence. So prepare your left glute. Here we go. Bring your hands to heart center in a prayer pose. Hinge forward so your chest is closer to your thighs. Hold it for a few seconds. And then when you're ready, twist to the left, revolved crescent. So hook your right elbow onto the outside of your left knee, opening up to the left side body. Keeping that left shoulder as far behind you as possible. Really digging into your spine here. Can you bend your left leg even more? I can't. Whew. Option to open up your arms here for an added challenge. Actually, I don't even know if it's an added challenge. It's just a different thing to do. Breathe. Preparing for reverse half moon. Slowly jump up only onto your left leg, rising your right leg nice and high. So you're in a T posture with your legs. Then open up your arms, left arm back, right arm down. So your lower body is parallel to the mat and your upper body is perpendicular to the mat. Oh my gosh, my posture is probably gone away now. This is really hard stuff, guys. Here we go. From here, Slowly move into warrior 3. So you're bringing your arms forward, keeping that right leg behind you. You're in a Superman pose here. Breathe. Hold it. How's your core? How's your left leg and your left glute? Really intense glute work today. Slowly bend into your right leg, coming to stand. Grab your right foot with your right hand. Dancer's pose. Rise your left arm high. Push that right thigh high. And breathe. Feel this amazing back bend. Make sure your knee isn't locking. Yes, you can. This is probably one of the nicer ones out of all of them. Kick into your hand even harder. And then slowly release the hand to foot grip, tick-tocking that right leg forward into L pose. Straightening out that right leg, flexing the right toes. Whatever you want to do with your hands is awesome. And from here, slowly bend into both knees. Figure 4, crossing your right ankle over your left thigh, sitting nice and low. Whew. You want to keep your chest up here. Again, none of these postures are really like bending forward, but rather engaging your core, keeping your shoulders up nice and high, and just practicing sitting as low as feels comfortable. Breathe. And then from here, try eagle. So fully cross your right thigh over your left, and then right arm goes below left this time, keeping your elbows nice and high. Sit even lower into your left knee. Maybe you keep your right leg off the ground entirely, or maybe you use your foot as a kickstand. Wherever you are, engage your core, sit nice and low. Your shoulders are above your hips. Flat spine here. Ooh, this is really hard for me to balance because my vision is impaired. We're here for 4, 3. Can you sit lower? And 2, and 1. Oh my gosh, shake it out. Shake it out. Whew, that was a really tough sequence. I will admit that. All right, here we go. Inhale up to mountain, maybe catching lovely back bend. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale up to halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high to low plank, your chaturanga. Meet me in downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Whew. And breathe. Yes, you can. Last bit of work here, and then we're on to surrendering and basking in all the work that we've done. Inhale, see your hands. Exhale, step or float to the top of the mat, toes to touch. Inhale, straight up into chair pose. Again, you've been here before. Can your arms go a little higher? Can your butt sink a little lower? Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, twisting to the right. Slowly twist open to the right, catching your left elbow on your right knee. So we're doing the exact thing we did in crescent lunge, but this time in chair. If this feels really good to you and you know how to do side crow, I recommend you try that now. Even if you haven't, we're going to try that together. So from this position, slowly bring your hands to the right side of your mat. Catch that little Spider-Man grip that we talked about with crow. And same kind of tricep shelf. And slowly lean forward so you catch your triceps catching your legs, your left triceps catching your legs, and your right triceps catching your abdomen. You slowly hinge forward and you lift your legs off the ground. For some reason, I like this much better than I like crow. You have to get comfortable with getting really close to the floor with a lot of tricep strength and being off balance. Once you're done with that, come into a neutral chair pose, sitting a little lower. We're going to try the opposite side because we need to even things out. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, twist to the left, and exhale, breathe it out. So right elbow is on the left side of your left knee. Again, twisting even more. Really make sure that your knees are not being pushed to the right, but you do want to push your elbow into your knee to really open up into the side. From here, let's try the side crow together. Slowly plant your palms down on the ground and then catch your left side body with your left tricep and your legs with your right tricep and hinge forward. If this feels comfortable for you, you can even straighten out one leg or the other at a time. It's a lot of fun, really hard stuff. This is called an inversion, meaning our head is below our heart. The arm balance posture means our legs are off the ground. And when you're ready, come to a neutral chair. Inhaling here and exhaling, connecting back to breath. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, last chaturanga of class, guys. Plant your palms, step it back, keep your triceps close to your body. Maybe take the up dog, maybe don't. Exhale, down dog. Last down dog of class. Breathe into it. See how you feel a little different, a little more open, a little hotter, a little lighter than you did before. And slowly bring your knees to the ground, have a seat, bring your butt to the ground, crisscross applesauce, and bring your feet together to touch for butterfly posture. Your knees are out wide. And hinge forward from your lower abs to really engage your inner thighs here. Again, we're rarely rounding forward. We really only round forward in like cat pose, or maybe when we're stepping forward from downward facing dog. Here you want to keep your chest nice and high and proud. Nice. Keeping your left leg where it is, straighten out your right leg, preparing for a hamstring stretch. Maybe you bring your left foot even closer to your body. Move your shoulders so they're framing your right leg. And again, slowly hinge your body forward from your hips rather than your chest. So keep your chest nice and high. You should feel this in your right hamstring. If you want a little bit of a left side stretch as well, twist open to the left and reach across with the left arm. And breathe. We've made it to the stretching portion of class. You guys worked so hard. So the goal of this is just to relax, to let loose, to bring your heart rate down. Beautiful, slowly rise up to center and switch out the legs. Left leg goes long, right foot comes nice and close. Frame your left foot with your shoulders and then hinge forward. Hamstring stretch. Gosh, this feels so good. Breathe. Gentle yoga will be a lot of this, in case you like this part of class. Option to reach forward with your right arm for an additional right side stretch. It's actually really nice for my hips. I don't know how it feels in your body, but my hips love this stretch. Nice. Slowly come back to center. Bring your feet and knees close to your body like you're coming into a tiny little ball. And then slowly lower your upper body down to the mat, keeping your heels nice and close to your butt so you can even tickle your heels with your hands. From here, preparing for bridge or wheel pose. Bridge pose looks like rising your hips up in line with your knees. Option to do that or option to do wheel. I will call for wheel. Bring your hands to your ears. So your fingers are facing your toes, your elbows are nice and close to your head. Lift up your hips, your butt, and then using your hands, your arms, lift up your lower back for this amazing and intense back bend. Keep your thighs as close together, your knees as close together as possible, and breathe here. This is hard to hold, so come down whenever you need to. We're gonna do 2 of these. Maybe rock back and forth, play around with what feels good. And when you're ready to lower, slowly bring your head down to the ground, your upper body, then your lower body. So you kind of roll down. You wave down. Connect back to your breath for a second. Let's try round 2. Again, option to do bridge at whatever point you want, or option to do wheel. Here we go. Whichever option feels best for you. Last back bend of class. Really make it intense, but feeling good, of course. Opening up your body. Ooh. Breathe. For 4, 3, lower down, and 2, and 1. Slowly body roll down. Connect back to yourself. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, lying figure 4, and then grab for your inner left thigh with your hands, flexing the left toes. So you're moving your legs as close to your chest as feels comfortable. Your right glute is probably the thing being stretched right now. If you're a little tight on your hamstrings and you want an additional hamstring stretch, strengthen or lengthen your left leg long as well. Wherever you are, breathe. Bring your shoulders down behind your back. No tension in your upper body here. You're just releasing your right glute. Nice. From here, we're gonna do a weird supine figure 4. You know what? No, we're not. I like this pose better. Forget it. This feels really good right now. I didn't realize how intense this class is gonna be on the glutes. So let's enjoy this pose for a little bit. And when you're ready, switch it out, crossing your left ankle on your right thigh, grabbing for your inner thigh, the back of your right thigh, and breathe. Your heart rate should be coming down now. Can you bring that thigh even closer as you get more open in the posture? Same options here to straighten out that right leg if you need a little more hamstring work. Nice. Slowly release back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Extend your right leg long. Supine twist to the right. Grab your left knee and guide it to the right side of your body, stapling in your left shoulder onto the mat. You should feel this release in your lower back. Sometimes mine cracks. And just close your eyes here. We're really headed to the end of class, so enjoy it. Slowly come back to center, hug both knees in for a quick spinal reset. Release your left leg long this time, using your left arm to guide your right knee to the left side body, stapling your right shoulder into the ground. The goal isn't to get your left knee to the ground, your right knee to the ground, but rather get an amazing lower back spinal twist. Just a little deeper. And slowly come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and bring your forehead to your knees so you're coming into the tightest ball possible. Take a nice big inhale here, the biggest one yet. Sip in even more air. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Savasana, Shavasana. Let your legs go long, your arms get big. And release. You made it to the end of class. Stay here, close your eyes, soak in the magnificent work that you just put in. I'm going to read you a really nice poem that I read earlier today. Mary Oliver, of course. It's called On Meditating, sort of. Meditation, so I've heard, is best accomplished if you entertain a certain strict posture. Frankly, I prefer just to lounge under a tree. So why should I think I could ever be successful? So I just lie like that while distance and time reveal their true attitudes. They never heard of me and never will or ever need to. Of course, I wake up finally, thinking how wonderful to be who I am, made out of earth and water, my own thoughts, my own fingerprints, all that glorious temporary stuff. With that, slowly begin to have a seat at the top of your mat, facing the camera or the front of the room, whatever feels good for you. Keeping your eyes nice and closed. Bring your hands to your heart center. Let's take one big inhale together as a class, one big breath. Inhale through your nose, get nice and tall. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows, your seat of intuition. Namaste means the light, the love, and the teacher in me honors and loves the light, the love, and the teacher in every single one of you. Chelsea, Shay, Lilia, Thomas, so lovely to share this practice with you. We bow forward and we say,